Welcome back, everybody. It's the final episode of Bengals Nation for the year. Let's hear it. Well, thank you for coming out one more time to the Kroger OTR Eatery. Our guys didn't get the result they wanted out in Kansas City, but we still got a big game on Sunday against a divisional rival and an in-state rival. We'll talk all about that, but for now, let's bring out our guys, Nick Scott and Mike Hilton. Gentlemen, welcome back one last time up here at the Kroger OTR Eatery. Before we get into the game last Sunday, there's another game we got to talk about. Mike, you want to start this one off?
Go Rebs, baby. Ole Miss over Penn State. I don't know if y'all saw it, but Ole Miss took care of business, so shout out to my boys back in Mississippi, man.
Nick?
All I'm going to say is we had a whole bunch of guys that didn't play because we actually sent a lot of players to the NFL. And so a lot of guys had to sit out for the draft. But
well, if that's the case, we had a lot of injuries this year too, huh?
Look, man, see us in the regular season. We'll take care of that. That's all I'm saying.
Let's talk about that game in Kansas City. That was a hard-fought game. Obviously didn't come out the way you guys wanted. Just take me through that one.
It was a tough loss for us. I felt like we gave ourselves a chance. Defensively, outside of that first drive, we held them to field goals, which in this league, you hold a team to field goals, you win games. But it didn't work out in that favor, and just got to move on from it.
Yeah, it was a hard-fought game. I thought the effort was good across the board, but it's the NFL, and it's a tough league, and if you don't come out and you're not on your P's and Q's every single snap, then it's not always going to work out in your favor. But I love how everybody fought. I don't think that's ever been an issue with the guys we have in this locker room. We just get the right bounces.
Got one final opponent. It's a team you started with. When you think back to week one, for me it seems like it was 3 years ago, that first week up in Cleveland. It was raining. It was gross. Does it seem like that long for you guys too?
It really does, man. Once you get into the flow of the season, time is just going by. So it's been a while since we've seen these guys, and they've improved, but they also had a lot of injuries, and so it's just been one of those years where things haven't worked out for a lot of different teams. But we still are competitors, and we expect to go out there and win Sunday.
All right, for more on what happened in Kansas City and where we go from here, let's head over to the head coach, Zac Taylor.
But Zach, tough close to the year 2023 out in Kansas City. Take me through that game against the Chiefs.
It's tough. We did a good job in the first half, gaining control of the game. Didn't score enough points in the second half, obviously. Defense limited them to field goals, but it just came up a little bit short.
What was the difference in that second half?
Just sustaining the drives. Later in the game, we got into a drawback mode, and they did a good job getting pressure on us. And it was difficult. We didn't convert a 4th and 1. That would have led to some big points, and so that made it tough.
The defense, I think, most impressive is how many times Kansas City drove it into scoring position and didn't get in that end zone. What is it about them this year? Teams can get to the red zone, but they don't get over that line for a touchdown.
Yeah, tremendous scheme. Guys believe in it. Guys understand what to do. They do a really good job taking pride in limiting them to those 3-point plays instead of 7-point plays, and that's been big for us in a lot of games.
It's not where you've been the last couple of years, but obviously that loss kicks you out of the playoff consideration. What do you say to the guys after that game?
Well, still proud of their effort. They went and laid it all on the field. We got their best effort. We just came up a little bit short. That's tough. That's life in the league. A lot of teams, that's going to happen to you late in the year. So again, we look forward to finishing the year strong against Cleveland here at home in front of our fan base, and they're going to get tremendous effort by our guys.
When we return, the guys are joined by this week's special guest. It's Mr. Cincy Hat himself, Ted Karras.
Man, I want to welcome y'all to the final episode of the year, man. So let's have a good time. I'm your host, Mike Hilton. This is Nick Scott. And today, man, we got the man in the middle of the offense. Y'all give a loud who they welcome to Ted Karras. Yes, sir, Ted. Yes, sir.
Good to see you, brother.
All right. Teddy K, what's going on, man?
How
you
we doing tonight?
Good, man. Well, we're going to get straight to it. It's been a rough year for us. Obviously, with 9 going down, some things changed. So, as the center, did you feel more of a leadership role taken on?
I think when someone like that is such a big part of our team and driver of our offense isn't out there anymore, a lot of guys had to step up. And I think Jake's done an unbelievable job. I think he was in a unique position because he had already earned our trust with the work we did in camp. And, came in, we won some ball games. We're going to win another one Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. Man, Walt's Payton Man of the Year, man. You're up for the running. Yeah. Just explain how much winning that award would mean to you.
Well, I can't overstate it enough how thankful I am to the Cincinnati community, all the love and support they've shown the Cincy Project, and really all the passion they've shown this charity challenge. Now, I don't know who picks the award, but the charity challenge on Twitter is voted on by the fans, and we are leading #1, and we're going to finish it off. Today's a double vote day. I can't thank you guys enough. I mean, that to me, that earns an extra $35,000 to the charity Village of Merici, which the Cincy Hat has supported, and I get a lot of credit. I'm up for an award, but really it comes down to, raising the money to do good. And so I'm very thankful to everyone involved.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Can you talk to us a little bit about how that all started, how you got started with the Cincy Hats and the Village of Merici?
Yeah. The Village of Merici is, for those who don't know, is one of the only facilities in the Midwest that offers an independent living solution for adults with Down syndrome and autism. So they have their own apartment, their own lifestyle. It's a community that obviously gives them support and helps take care of them, but they live on their own independently. The Cincy Hat came about just pretty organically. When I signed here, I was looking for a hat that I could wear around town that wasn't explicitly Bengals. It's kind of corny walking around in a Bengals hat. I think just overall, if I was doing that, it's actually a fine in the O-line room if you wear gear out in public. But so this gets around it. My neighbor came up with this design. They have a golf supply business, and the hats have taken off. I really can't thank Cincy enough. I mean, we've reached over $1 million of hats sold, and 100% of all that net has gone directly to the Village of Merici. We've been able to build 2 new buildings and add 77 units for people to live in, which effectively has doubled the Village of Merici. So thank you so much.
There it is, man. Sounds good, man. Well, Ted, we appreciate you, man. Y'all keep voting for Ted, Walter Payton Man of the Year, man. So we'll see y'all Sunday at Paycourt.
Thank you.
Our final week of the season, you got the Cleveland Browns, a rival, coming into your house. You played them all the way back in week 1. How much can you take from that tape, or is this basically an entirely different team and an entirely different season from week 1?
Yeah, it's there. They had new defense coordinator in week 1. So playing up there in the rain is kind of a different plan than you're going to have in week 18. So again, we still got a lot of studying left to go to make sure that we got our guys in the best position possible. But we'll be ready for them when they come to town.
Here we are. They've locked up their playoff spot. How do you prepare for a team when you don't know who you're going to see? Because you can watch the tape of the guys they've had, but they might not play those guys.
Yeah, you prepare for their best players to play. And if they don't, then we'll readjust as we go. The scheme will be the same. So, again, you're preparing for the best Cleveland Browns team that they've got on the roster.
I know you've faced them a couple times a year since you've been here pretty much, but is it always weird going up against your old college coach, Bill Callahan?
Not really. I've you forget about it. I know he's the line coach there. It's not something that crossed my mind. I'm at the point in my life in the pros where I play against so many guys I've played with or played for or coached with or in family with that I don't really think much about it much.
I know you coach with his son, obviously, as your offensive coordinator. Do you see a lot of similarities between the two of them, and you sometimes go back and go, oh my gosh, you're so much like your dad?
There's probably a couple mannerisms and a couple quotes that they say that you pick up from your father like anybody else. Both really good football coaches, so I can certainly see where Brian gets it from. What is the one thing that he taught you as a player that you've carried on now as a head coach? I think just timing as a quarterback, and I thought he always did an excellent job of building up players in front of their teammates, and that's a great way to get the most out of those guys when you're praised in front of your teammates, even if maybe you're getting a couple different words, that are being whispered to you at certain moments when people can't hear them. In front of your teammates, you're always getting praised for the good things you do, and I always took a lot from that. You got one game left, obviously, AFC North opponent, in-state rival. What is on the line for the Bengals here in the final week? A great way to finish the season strong, and have positive momentum going into the offseason. Put a great performance in front of our fans who've supported us, and so again, there's a lot left to play for here in Week 18.
Bengaltizers, sponsored by Sensoy. I'm sad this is coming to an end. You have introduced us to some amazing ways to use your products this year. I'm just staring at this. Tell me what it is so I can eat it.
I think we saved one of the best for last. We've got a Polish kielbasa, Cleveland, with a sin soy barbecue sauce on there.
Oh.
French fries on the bottom, this sin soy slaw on top. All of it can be found on our website and Bengals Nation Facebook page. I think you're going to like it. Let me know what you think.
I think I'm going to like it too.
If you can hold it.
So I found out just that this is like somebody's homemade barbecue sauce.
Oh yeah, we make this for everything
Homemade.
we make is our recipe.
Barbecue sauce. The recipe is she's sitting over there right now with a smile on her face.
Yes, our Jessica, she's very creative.
You keep talking.
We don't have a
How
tray.
do you do this?
I think that's
How
gonna
do
fall.
you eat this elegantly?
You're gonna have to smash it and smash it in your mouth at the same time.
Smash and grab. Smash
All
and
right,
grab.
there you go. I like it.
I'm helping you, Josh.
Nice.
Smash and grab. There you go, man. Smash and grab. Oh,
great.
you lost yours, Josh.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna show you how to eat it, Josh.
Now, is this a Cleveland thing?
Well, you know, Cleveland has a lot of Polish type of backgrounds, so we try to interchange the things that you can find in the cities that we played with products they use. I mean, sausage and soy sauce doesn't necessarily always go hand in hand because there's so much umami in the things that we make. It's easy to tie in specific ways just to punch things up.
I almost said, what'd you say about my mommy? But that was too easy. That might be the best thing that's ever come out of Cleveland. I'm not going to lie to you.
That's right.
I'm gonna say that Cleveland doesn't have anything good, but that right there, thank you, Cleveland.
Yeah.
That right there was really good. It's not really Cleveland, but
Yeah.
we'll take it, man, because you made it, Sensoy made it.
That's right.
Who day, all day, every day, man.
Thank
that
you
was
guys
really
so
good.
much. We appreciate you.
You don't want to shake my hand.
We appreciate you very much.
We appreciate you. Check out Sensoy at Kroger. We'll see you next year.
Hey,
Next
Doc,
year.
man, why are you so messy, man? Look at that.
I'm going to finish it.
Zac hits the Telestrator to break down what went right in a tough loss in Kansas City.
Coach Taylor's Breakdown, sponsored by Wendy's.
Okay, well, we've got a couple plays from last week's game at Kansas City. And the first one here was a big turnover. We're up 10-7. And it's going to start with the coverage. So if you look, first of all, it looks like it's going to be some sort of too high look across the board initially. And then we're going to come down and Mike Hilton's going to do a great job. They're going to get 2-on-1 on the high cross. Dax Hill's got the tough matchup with Kelsey. And you can see we do a great job with Trey Hendrickson over there at the left defensive end spot, being able to win around the edge and us recovering the fumble. So it starts with really good coverage. There's nowhere from Holmes really to go. And Trey wins it, and Sam falls on the ball. And great turnover and scoring position. We were able to capitalize with 7 points in the next possession. And then the next one, again, 17-13 in the third quarter. First drive there. So again, trying to present a one high look so you can see single high look with the safety down, and on the snap, he's going to run out, and we're going to get to a cloud look. And so you're going to see in this cover 2 alignment, Cam Taylor-Britt does a great job triggering there once the ball is released before number 11 can go block him and make an attack on Kelsey there on second down. So really good start to start the half for our defense, creating a 3-and-out and giving the offense the ball back. So that's the start that we needed there to start the second half, put ourselves in a good position. And then the last one here is in the red zone. So you're going to see it appears like a quarters look across the board. They're going to get into a 4-by-1, which can be difficult. So everyone's got to be able to push through here to make this play. And that's what everyone does. Everyone does a good job pushing. And Mike Hilton does a great job making the tackle on a third down that holds them to a field goal when they're in the low red zone. So again, critical stop there and a good job keeping 7 points off the board and making them earn 3. And then offensively, you'll see this is an early call here. It was a man zone can for us. You can tell when we got the running back out here and it's a corner, we got zone coverage. And so we get to our zone alert. And again, we got to do a better job here seeing this corner and blocking that, but probably our indecision created some indecision there by Snead. And Jake does a great job resetting off the progression, getting all the way to the backside by T. This is a really nice job by T here. As he comes across the field, he realizes he needs to flatten and get friendly to the quarterback so the DB can't come in there and make a play. So really good conversion, outstanding protection up front. When you watch these guys up front, they did a really nice job. And so again, good conversion early in the game for us there. 3rd and 2, another conversion we had. This was a schemed up play. This is drop 8 was not something that they major in, so they're only rushing 3. So 3rd and 2 to 5, not expecting drop 8, really expecting to create a wall here for TB to catch it. But again, they got 4 players underneath, so that's going to be difficult. So Jake does a great job resetting with tremendous balance, and against cover 2, Jamar doing a good job with his angle versus cover 2, and he drops it right over Snead's head for a big conversion there on 3rd and 2. So again, they drop 8 because they assume you're going to throw the ball underneath on a short yardage to gain there. So Jake does a great job. Again, the protection, you can't say enough about the protection here. Awesome job. You're going to see Jonah's got a one-on-one over here on Chris Jones. Really difficult matchup. Jonah does a great job giving Jake the support he needs. Jamar runs a tremendous route. It's a big conversion on 3rd and 2. And you look at a 2nd and 6 we had on the goal line. So we went on the slow quick here, so you can barely tell. But Jamar's the last one getting lined up. So we get to the line, and on the first sound, he snaps the ball before they're aligned. And so it allows really Drew to set a pick here on the backer so he can't cover Mixon in the flat and man coverage. And it appears to be a poor throw, some might say, but it's actually a really good throw. He gives really good touch right on the back hit for Mixon, allows him to transition into the end zone. And so really nice job there all the way around. And then another one we got here, this is a screen later in the game. So again, just trying to make our runs and our play actions and our play action screens all work together. So we're getting a 5-man front. So play action screens are generally very difficult when you get a 5-man front like this, a jam front. Chase Brown does a great job pretending like he's sifting across for the pressure, avoiding. Jake doing a good job drifting and lofting over the outstretched hands of the DB. The lineman doing a really good job getting and kicking outside the numbers, and Chase trying to put his foot in the ground and stay on the numbers as best he can there. And guys trying to clean up downhill. You can see Kappa doing a really good job engaging with the D lineman, staying on there. And then Chase just breaking a bunch of tackles here as people are trying to hit him and they lose track of him, and he gets about another 10 yards after contact. So really good stuff in the screen game that gave us a chance on that drive.
Zac is back to break down the Browns and what the Bengals must do to get a victory in the season finale.
This is my glory.
Game day matchup sponsored by Gold Star.
This week's matchup was a tricky one because the Browns will be resting the majority of their starters, and we're not sure who the Bengals will all have available for Sunday. But one thing has been consistent with the Browns, no matter who's been on offense, they've turned the ball over quite a bit. And if the Bengals want to have a win in their final game of the season and get their first AFC North win, they have to win the turnover battle, which shouldn't be difficult because the Browns give the ball away a lot. And quarterback Jeff Driscoll, who was a backup for the Bengals back in 2018, will be seeing some of his first snaps of the season. The defense knows they have the opportunity to make some big-time plays against this offense.
We know we got to get the ball off of them to be able to win the game. They're a really good team, got a really great running game, good quarterback. And we just got to do what we do best, get some turnovers on defense and get the ball to our offense.
Keys to the game sponsored by Kia.
Okay, Zac, for the final time, what must the Bengals do to end this season right and get another win?
We've got to win the turnover battle. We got to punch it into the end zone. You know, they've done a good job holding teams out, but I expect us to do a good job in those two areas.
Ted, obviously you talked with these guys about what the Walter Payton Man of the Year means, but for all you up here, it's one of those awards that goes beyond what happens on the field. What does it mean when you see somebody out on the field and they got that logo on their uniform?
It means he's doing everything right. You know, obviously on the field, everybody sees how productive Ted is and what he means to our offense, but off the field is really he showed who he is, you know, how much he's involved in the community and show how much he just wants to support the city of Cincinnati, and, you know, they showed that same love to him.
Yeah, I think it just puts into fruition, you know, how many guys, you know, come into this league and set out to be not only a good player but a better person. And when you get to see somebody have that on their chest, you look at that guy and you say they're really doing it. They're taking advantage of their platform. They're doing everything they can to leave their mark in the NFL on the field as well as in the community.
An interesting thing that Zac Taylor's going up this final game when he faces the Browns, I don't know if you guys know, is the offensive line coach of the Browns is his college head coach, who's also your offensive coordinator's dad. If you guys had to square up against your college head coach looking across the field, what would that be like? Would that be a tender moment of, oh, I'm so happy to see you again, or would it be I need to beat you or else?
Probably a little mixture of both. Shout out to Coach Hugh Freeze, my Ole Miss coach. But I definitely want to beat him more than just have a nice little mutual greeting.
What you said?
Yeah, I'm not happy to see anyone on Sunday. So I want to beat you. Yeah.
I'm in the same boat as Ted. I like to make enemies of the people that are across just for 60 minutes. But also, it took me a little bit to figure things out in college. So my coach actually handed me out a good number of dawn patrols. So I got that festering in my heart a little bit.
So you want to, let them know?
Yeah, I want to let them know. I want to get back them for all those mornings I was running.
New Year's resolutions. You guys got any?
I mean, just keep getting better, year by year, getting better as a husband, a father, a player, and just keep growing.
A better correspondent. I'm the worst texter. My phone is a mess, and people are mad at me. So I gotta get better.
That's a good one, because I'm right there with you. I don't respond to texts. I don't pick up the phone. I'm an introvert. I'll look at the phone and I'll be like, yeah, put it right back in my pocket. Like I don't feel like having this conversation, except for if it's my mom or my wife. Gotta check those bases. So Holly at home, call me anytime. I got
so you don't have those read receipts on then?
No. No. Actually, at one point, I got 2 phone numbers just because my phone was getting a little too crowded. And then the new phone number just turned into a number I texted people from to say, sorry, I got a new phone. Sorry, I didn't respond to your other. That's how bad I am. Like, it got that bad.
With you, Nick. I'm right with you.
I was watching something the other day. I think it was the Manning cast. Ted, this is an interesting question for the center. Peyton said that Jeff Saturday could tell who was behind him and when he's about to snap the ball based on just the hands and everything. Can you tell what quarterback is behind you just when you get down under center? Can you tell if it's Joe, it's Jake, it's anybody?
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. I can tell between Joe and Jake. I mean, you go all the way back to Tom. I mean, he made me get really, really high up in my stance, so he wouldn't even get under without telling me, like, get your butt up. Because Tom's really tall. I don't know if people have ever seen Tom Brady in person. He is way taller than you think he is in person, yeah. He's a big human being. So, yeah, there's different nuances for everything. That was one of the operational things to talk about with Mike earlier when you get a new cue. It's not too different, but there's subtle differences. Yeah.
Is it kind of weird the first time it happens in a game when you're so used to one guy the whole time and then somebody else, you're like, oh, it's a little, it takes an adjustment?
You definitely got to get a few on the sideline if you're making like an in-game switch just to make sure that you're good. But overall, no, it's not. It's a flash of a second.
All right, well, let's watch these guys finish up strong against Cleveland at Paycor Stadium on Sunday. Thanks so much for coming out here to Bengals Nation this week, guys.
Any New Year's resolutions for you?
I don't even process that it's New Year's. It's week 18 is how I look at it. So we'll address that after the game.
Fair enough.
Good job on the ID because we're snapping it very quickly, not allowing them to get set. Good job with the pick by Drew, and great catch and throw there by Mixon and Jake Browning. This next one here again, you're going to see we're in man coverage, and really good job. It's tough in man coverage for some of the speed they've got across the board. Really good leverage here, great leverage here, and then Cam getting back in phase here on number 89, creating a look for a very difficult catch that they're not able to make. So really nice job there on the back end by the coverage. And then you can see here Trey Hendrickson getting pressure on the quarterback. And so they felt him all night. They knew they needed to get the ball out, and you had to make a perfect throw, and we were in really good coverage there.
So he just asked you and said, hey, Zach, would you please come to Nebraska? And you were sold.
I mean, growing up in Norman, Oklahoma, I'm fully aware of the tradition and the history of Nebraska. And so once I got on campus, it was pretty easy sell.
The Browns quarterback, Joe Flacco, he might play, he might not, but he's only about a year and a half younger than you. Do you think you still got a little bit in the arm? You can go out there watching him sling it?
No, I don't. I don't throw, but maybe once a month now, So he's, a lot of credit to him for keeping his body in shape and keeping his arm in shape and being ready for the moment. He's done a great job for him.
How did Bill Callahan get a young Zac Taylor to go to Nebraska?
Ask me nicely. I fell in love with campus when I got there. He did a great job coaching me. He coached me really hard. It's what I needed, and really, would give him a lot of credit for any sort of development I had while I was there.
I'm surprised because being an Oklahoma guy, your dad went there, that you were so open to going to Nebraska.
It's a very healthy, respectful rivalry. It's not OU OSU or OU Texas. OU Nebraska is much more about respect and not so much hatred as maybe some of those other teams.
So I'm curious, when that game got final, did you guys watch it together, or Mike, did you just kind of walk in the locker room with a smile on your face?
Oh, it was actually on because we were getting on the buses as the game was loading up. So it was on in the locker room, and everybody saw the score. It was actually 17-17 at halftime, and then it got ugly after that. So shout out to my boys once again, took care of business.
Nick, did you avoid Mike there for a while, or did you pay up right away?
We had some push-ups on the line, so I tried to avoid them the best I could, but those push-ups are coming soon.
Oh, so you haven't paid up yet?
No, not yet.
Oh,
Not
okay.
yet.
How many push-ups?
Every day is interest, though.
About 1,000 push-ups.
Ooh, do you want to knock some out right now, or you want to wait till after? No, not yet. Okay. 6 field goals. That's a lot. I mean, for you guys, I feel like that people don't really comprehend that 6 times they got down that far, and you guys shut the door every single time. What was going for you guys out there when you get into that red zone? You're able to be like, okay, you guys have come this far, but no further.
I mean, it's just who we are as a defense. Obviously, we don't want to let them get down there at all. But when we do, we knuckle up and always say in the huddle, it's 3 or none. You know what I mean? We don't want to give up touchdowns, and we did that well Sunday night, but it just didn't work out in our favor.
Yeah, just like Mike said, anytime you can hold a team to 3 points, that's great. What we got to do is we got to eliminate the things that get teams down to the red zone. If we can do that, and take 3 points off the board as well, we find ourselves a lot more successful. But moving forward, we're just going to, continue to work out everything that we need to and put our best foot forward and try to come out with a winning season this year.
Does it almost look like a completely different team that you're going to see this week when you watch the film? You're like, I know we played them, but they got new guys all across the board.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, starting with the quarterback, Joe Flacco, he stepped in. He's playing great ball. But, honestly, we don't expect some of these guys to play. But whoever they have out there, they're going to compete. But our job is to walk out of the stadium with a win.
What is on the line for you guys last week of the season at Paycor Stadium?
Really our pride. We're doing it for the city of Cincinnati, for this organization, you know what I mean? We definitely want to go out with a winning record and go into the offseason on a high note.
Yeah, I say just being a new guy, coming into this organization, there is so much that pride that comes with being on this team. Where this team was seen around the league in the past couple of years, before 2020 and 2019, everybody in this organization has worked extremely hard to be a team that the NFL respects and takes seriously. And so we're just trying to uphold that standard and play as hard as we can and let everybody know around this league that you can't take us lightly. Yeah, it didn't go our way in terms of the playoffs this year, but we want to leave out of this as a winning organization team, first and foremost.
Ted, I've seen it on social media today. All your teammates getting up there, former players. What does that mean to you? Because, everyone has their charities, but they're all rallying behind you for something that you're really passionate about.
It's unbelievable. We have such an amazing team here. All these guys. It's been, finishing my second season here, such a pleasure. I'm so thankful for all my teammates and for the city and the fan base, the support and love I've gotten, both in football and outside of it. It's something I'll never take for granted, and I'm very thankful.
Every one of your teammates has a Cincy hat, it seems like. Why did you guys kind of get onto the Cincy hat trend, and why is this something that it just seems it's very natural, everyone's bought into?
Man, it's just, one of those things, it just flows with the community, you know what I mean? He brought it over, and everybody embraced it. He has everything you need, hats, scullies, and just adding more to the repertoire. So as his teammates, we're definitely going to support him and put it out there.
I give a lot out, and and really how it started being popular in the community was my teammates wearing them. So again, thank you guys.
Of course, and it really speaks to me because I have family members with autism. So just kind of understanding what that is and how much support is sometimes needed, it makes it easy to get behind something like this.
All right, everyone out there, remember, go vote for Ted Karras. We want to make him number 1 in the NFL. He's got a lead, but we can't rest on it. Let's keep those numbers up.
Don't let the Eagles or the Chiefs catch us. They're right on our heels, guys. We got to keep voting. Thank you so much. Let's finish this thing for the
right
Village.
now. You're not doing that. Start voting right now.
Let's talk a little football now. All right. I don't know what that was, but all right. We roll right along. An interesting topic that got brought up, and I've been meaning to ask this question for weeks, but since Ted's here, it's especially good because it involves the offensive line and you guys. Could the average person get 1 rushing yard in an NFL game?
I think it depends on the look. It depends on a lot of context here. I'm saying probably yes. I mean, a 1-yard kind of dive type play and on like a 1st and 10, even defense, nothing crazy, no situational run defense. Yes, I think so, yes.
You're saying yes for 1 yard?
1 yard, come on.
They could do a tush push and get 1 yard.
Yeah,
they could.
Okay. Yeah. What about 5 yards?
That's
No,
too
5
much,
yards is
too
getting
much.
crazy.
No,
5 yards is getting crazy.
we're drawing the line at 1
Your
yard.
max is
1 yard,
3.
yeah.
So anybody can get 1, but above 1 is no.
Above, at that point, it becomes a pride thing for the defense. Like, I'm not letting Joe Schmo, okay, line up across from me and get 5 yards. That's insane.
Okay. What about?
I don't think they're going to be fast enough to, even if it's blocked up perfectly, to hit the hole fast enough to gain 5 yards.
Good point.
That's fair. All right. What about could the average person get 1 catch in the NFL?
I don't
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Because those are really the best athletes on the outside. You know what I mean?
yeah. I
Those
would
are
have
strong
to
guys
agree.
on the inside, but he's the best athletes on the outside. So it's a little different on
You're
that
saying
island.
nobody could even get open.
That ball is coming too, man. That's ain't playing catch in the backyard. That was one of the first things I noticed when I got in the league was how the ball moves in the NFL in pass game. NFL QBs are elite.
I feel like that's something you see with rookies, especially rookie receivers. They get out there in their first
Yeah,
catch and
just,
it hits them in the chest. And they're like, wait, what was that? Because it comes a little faster, right?
Definitely, man. They changed the ball, and they put it where they want to, so it might not be exactly where you think it's going to be. It could be a back shoulder. It could be – it's crazy how quarterbacks can actually throw the ball.
Hey, I just want to say thank you, everybody, for coming out each week. This has been the best year of Bengals Nation yet. We thank you guys for coming out. We can't do the show without you, the fans, who watch every night, who come out and applaud with these guys. So thank you very much for another great year of Bengals Nation, everybody.